The female body undergoes several changes, and one of these changes is the maturation of the reproductive system. The maturation of the reproductive system, one of the processes that occurs during menarche. So what is menarche? Menarche describes a girl's first experience of menstruation, the mark for the beginning of puberty, and it is a significant milestone in the life of the girl child. So you need to know that apart from the physical changes that occur at puberty and the beginning of a girl's menstruation, there are associated psychological and social effects that this new experience has on a girl child. Commonly, menarche occurs between the age of 10 and 15 years. However, on the average, occurs around the age of 12. In some instances, it can occur as early as the age of 8. For some others, it can occur as late as the age of 17. And several factors are responsible for these differences in the onset of menstruation. These factors include genetic components. The genetic makeup of a girl child will influence the age at which menarche begins. Also, the nutritional lifestyle of the girl child. Then, the overall health has some influence on the age at which a girl child begins to start menstruation. So what happens during menarche? This is what happens during menarche. There are hormonal changes that are taking place, and these hormonal changes are also connected. They are connected to the shedding of the uterus, which leads to menstrual bleeding. So menarche is a normal and healthy aspect of the life of a girl child or a female in the female development. Therefore, it is nothing to be ashamed of or embarrassed at. Every girl child should be taught, should be well informed about this. It is very important that accurate information be provided for every girl child on menstrual changes taking place in the body, and then should be well educated on menstruation, should know more about the changes occurring in their bodies, and then to know how to manage themselves, their body, with these changes taking place. So it is very important that every girl child should be provided with accurate information even before the onset of puberty on menstruation, on the changes taking place in their body, and how to manage these changes. So what are the things that the girl child should be taught when it comes to having menstruations? Because it is not just about the menarche, the onset, it's about a regular cycle and the things that the girl child should know. So the first thing is to be able to educate the girl child and help with the necessary items that are needed, items that are required during a period. So talking about items, the girl child should be informed of the options that are available when it comes to the items needed during menstruation. This include menstrual pads, menstrual cups, tampons, panty liners, disposable pants. These are very important, and the choice of the right one depends on use over time. Sometimes, depending on who is teaching the girl child on how to use these items, the preferences of that individual, most of the time a mother, an auntie, a caregiver, such that a girl child now begins to develop certain choices of the type of items. Sometimes affordability may be a factor. The factors that influence the choice of any of these items include personal preferences. After assessing the flow of periods, there are certain items that may be preferable to handle a small flow or a heavy flow. Other considerations include selecting a product that is actually comfortable and then, as I mentioned earlier, affordable to the individual or the carer or to the girl child. The girl child must be taught on how to use these different items. In this video, we have learned so far what menarche is, how important it is to give accurate information to the girl child, what the girl child should know, the items that are needed in managing this experience. Let's look at another very important area, that is the area of hygiene. Right now, let's talk about the hygienic practices that the girl child should be taught when having a menstruation. These hygienic practices are divided into 3 parts. Talking about one, the personal hygiene, clothing hygiene, and environmental hygiene. Personal hygiene, the things to teach the child include washing hands before and after changing of the pads or whatever menstrual item that is being used, taking a shower regularly, preferably morning and night or at every time that the menstrual item is changed. Then changing the menstrual item, whether tampon, menstrual cup, regularly is very important as part of personal hygienic practice. Finally, the disposal, the teaching on how to dispose the used menstrual item is also very important. That's about personal hygiene. Now let's talk about the clothing hygiene. This involves letting the girl child know that they should avoid wearing tight fitting clothing. Clothing should be comfortable. Whatever they are wearing should be clean and also importantly comfortable. Using undergarments that fit well are also comfortable. Changing clothes when they become stained is also very important. So these are the 4 things to note when teaching the child about the clothing hygiene. Avoid wearing tight fitting clothes. Wear free comfortable clothing. Change clothing when they become stained. Then avoid undergarments that do not fit well and that are not comfortable. Talking about the 3rd aspect of the hygienic practices during menstruation, these are the important aspects. Changing menstrual cups and usable pads should be done properly. Cleaning of the toilet and bathroom that is being used should be regular, especially within the house, office, or home environment. Using clean and hygienic toilets is very important. This will help to prevent infections during this period. Then importantly, the girl child should be taught to avoid sharing menstrual items with others. This will help to prevent transmission of infection. So these are very important aspects when a girl child is learning. Very important points to note when it comes to the hygienic practices during menstruation. So the girl child should be taught on personal hygiene, be taught on clothing hygiene, and should be taught on environmental hygiene. Thank you for watching. If you got value from this video, then click on the like button, drop a comment, share with somebody, and I'll see you in my next